This is a bow. These are two little baby bows made for kids and teens. But these are the real deal. Cool adult bows I'm currently too unemployed to purchase. But what is a bow? What does it do? Bows were invented by societies at different times and places all around the globe. Alongside weapons like the sharp stick and good dog, these were primarily used for hunting and then warfare. The fundamental idea of a bow is as follows. If you see a metal ostrich being cruelly ridden by a Red Bull can, but you don't want to go all the way over to the can to deal with that situation, you simply insert an arrow, pull the string back, aim, and release. But what is an arrow? Arrows are long sticks. They have an arrow head and feathers for flying. But like the birds these arrows so shamelessly copied, arrows come in many different forms. There's sharp pointy arrows for stabbing, blunter rounder arrows for stabbing in a more friendly way, plunger arrows for unclogging toilets, there's arrows that scream really loudly, there's all sorts. The big difference between said arrows is usually their heads, but what about their bodies? Arrows usually have slightly bendy bodies to help them fly from the bow, and they have these feathered ends to help them stabilize in the air and fly further with more accuracy. Then there's these little chompers. They help secure the arrow to the string of your bow. They usually snap into place around the string, then when shot, the force disconnects it from the string. There's many types of bows. There's short bows, long bows, enchanted bows if you know the right people, but historically the biggest switch up in bow technology was the crossbow. Crossbows are slightly more complicated, but they're significantly easier to use. They use bolts instead of arrows. These are slightly thicker and shorter. For crossbows, you need to pull the string back to a hook, then insert the bolt, then when you press the trigger, the string is released and it sends the bolt off. Crossbows were much more effective in warfare, and more importantly, it was easier to train someone to use a crossbow effectively than it was to train them to use a bow effectively. But then unfortunately China had to go and invent the gun and gunpowder, and that kind of concluded the whole age of like cool elf aesthetics and fired us headfirst into all of this stuff. As their ability for mass death and destruction faltered against their new loud metal sibling, bows have settled into a kind of a new status, primarily used to shoot evil circles to win pieces of gold. It also quickly becomes a very expensive hobby. Like even while filming this video, I broke the nocks of 3 arrows. I think it's a kind of neat interest. There's something cathartic about just focusing and repeating this single goal over and over until you finally nail it. Total transparency, the first big money paycheck I get, I'm going to purchase one of those really cool adult bows, and then I'm going to use it to shoot more cans.